Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm For Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what I have in it is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, one of the biggest candidates of Game of the Year of 2019. So this game it is developed by From Software, the same developers behind Dark Souls and Demon Souls. You know, the developers that tries to F you up, basically, because all their games are difficult, challenging, but they bring up a sense of accomplishment every time you kill a boss or finish a game. So the settings I'm playing at 1080p maximum settings, but let's check the requirements to see what they say. They do recommend the Ryzen 5 1400, 8 gigs of RAM and the GTX 970. Let me tell you that the performance of the GTX 970 it is pretty much the same thing as the GTX 1650 Super, the graphic card that I'm testing in here. Well, possibly our graphic card is more powerful than the GTX 970, but they should be fairly similar with the exception of our graphic card. It is much more recent and behaves much more decently in low-level APIs, but Sekiro Shadows Die Twice does use DirectX 11 instead of DirectX 12 or Vulkan, so I'm pretty sure performance should be very similar. So Sekiro have a frame rate locked to 60 frames per second. So basically you can't get more than 60 frames per second in this game. But one of the things that I did discover so far is that at 1080p maximum settings, what I get, it is pretty much 60 frames per second in all occasions, alright? And I usually have an overhead of 10% of GPU to spare in the most demanding situations. So I'm recording with ShadowPlay, which impacts the performance, and if you look to MS Afterburner on the first line, you can see that the GPU usage it is around 70 to 80%, at the worst case scenario 90%. So until it reaches 100%, I guess we have a nice overhead in here, so I don't think that is an issue with the GPU power for this game. So yeah, it's running quite well, and that's essentially what you should know. So you can play this game at 1080p, 60 frames per second, maximum settings, no issues whatsoever on a mere GTX 1650 Super. Alright, so guys, that's all. Thank you a lot for watching, hope you keep enjoying the rest of the gameplay, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.